want to welcome you to this KDF Leadership Profile Series. And today I have the Army Commander himself, Lieutenant General Walter R Koipaton. Thank you very much, sir, for creating time to talk to us. Let's start from the beginning. You are the perfect soldier. You know, everyone would like to have a career like yours. When did you join the forces?
Thank you for having me, Mr. Smart, and welcome to the headquarters, Kenya Army. I joined the Kenya Army in 1982 and commissioned in 1983 as a second lieutenant. I was recruited in Kajiado, then went to college in Nakuru, and that's where my journey began.
Everyone has an inspiration. What was the thing that made you want to join the forces?
Like any young man, or woman for that matter, first of all, I needed something to propel my living. And therefore, I wanted a job. Secondly, I had the interest to serve the nation in this capacity. And an opportunity then arose when the recruitment for 1982 came. I happened to have gotten the requisite requirements and therefore joined. Secondly, when we would come to the international show, Nairobi International Show, then certainly when seeing the band playing, I would be attracted to the big trumpets, and therefore thought this is the right place to go. That is how it started, and the rest now is history.
Is there anything that you'd remember, say, from my cadet training, this was some of the things that really stood out for me? They've made me the man that I am today.
Cadet training really turned around my life. And over the years, I think the character I got from the good trainers that I found in the institution is a very important aspect. I
was doing my own personal research. You are the textbook soldier. Many men and women would like to have a career that you've had. What would you say is the thing that has made you who you are? After
completing my cadets training, I joined the 3rd Battalion, Kenya Rifles, an infantry battalion in Nakuru. I am an infantry career officer. And I think the background of training was good. And even the induction in the unit from the word go became a good pillar of my progression over the years. I grew as a second lieutenant and rose through the ranks. Key to this is the opportunities I had to attend several command, institutional, administrative courses that have shaped my life over the years. I've attended basically over 22 career courses in the Army that are mandatory for me to progress in this way. Every course I attended was important for command, control, and administration of the forces that I lead. Let's start with you as the officer commanding Cadet Wing between 1994 to 1995. What do you know about this period and this appointment? I have held several appointments, starting from platoon commander, company commander, but I had this opportunity of training the cadets. And I think at this moment, I recalled how I was trained myself and the kind of instructors I saw that time. And I thought it was a very important part of my being an officer. To be able to train others, I had 174 cadets, and I dare say many of them are holding very critical areas in the armed forces today, whether in the Army, Air Force, or Navy. And the most important thing is them to be able to build trust, confidence, and integrity that was instilled in me when I was in college too. That's satisfactory in itself. Tell me, General, what's the importance in that? And because everyone who's going to watch, I wonder what that moment for you was and what you learned during this period. What are some of those early things you remember that you had to, instill in yourself and you like to pass on to others and say, this is how to do it from my own experience? First of all, is setting example. to those you lead. Instill trust in your people. Be a good leader and follower by listening to them. And I would say over this period of command, it is an area that you get to exercise those things that you can do to model others that come after you. You need a unit that has cohesion and also the aspects of training. As a commanding officer, you must be concerned with the training and welfare of your men. As the CDF will remind us every time, that training is the best form of welfare you can give to the troops. I think I was very concerned in training my men, and I think it is through that training we get the ability to move to work now and deliver for the way what Kenyans want to see us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to talk briefly about when you were the Commander 6th Brigade in 2012, and which is deployed in Somalia between 2013 and 2014. For you, this period as well, the whole country and everyone else wants you to succeed. You're taking the troops to Somalia, and there's always, the attendant trouble and problems that the questions between Somalia and Kenya have been. What was going through your mind when you're taking over this command, and what was that year like for you in Somalia?
I had just come back from the National Defense College in Karen, a one-year course. And I was promoted and appointed 6th Brigade Commander. And therefore, I had to, first of all, make sure that I have a brigade, because I was given the indication that I would be going to Somalia with my brigade. And therefore, I had to, first of all, constitute the whole brigade and train them in Isiolo. I had a good number of troops to train. I had 3 battalions to train in Isiolo. Then we moved now to Somalia. I took that as a good challenge. And this time, it was not peacekeeping. It was a situation that you don't know whether it is in chapter 6, chapter 7, or 7.5. and therefore, this is an area that was challenging, but I took it the best way I could. I'm happy I had good leadership from the Army and KDF in general. However, there are challenges, because as you would realize, there were certainly inherent challenges in Somalia. The Somalis themselves will not be able to move freely to transact business. They were not free in their villages. And therefore, we had the responsibility to recover territories that are controlled by AMISOM, where the locals could easily transact business. And I thought that was the essence of my being there. Now, coupled with the command responsibility I had to manage my troops, to provide leadership and welfare. Because as a brigade commander, it's not about command only, it's leadership and guidance. Absolutely. Knowing that I have a number of troops with me in Somalia, but many families remain home, because losing soldiers in war is in itself a source of low morale. And I'm happy that I had a successful mission over that time.
What goes through your mind, General, when this is a different scenario? We're not just going for peace now, this is a direct engagement. Like you say, it's very dicey. You don't know what happens, what you'll have to deal with. What goes through your mind, and how do you prep the troops? How do you prep everyone who, as you say, leaves their family and is out there in a foreign land, trying to do at the level best?
First of all, is you must make the troops know exactly the environment they are going into. This is a place they have not been. This is an environment they have not faced. It is important that they, for sure, know what they expect. It is not important to lie to them that everybody will come back safe. Yeah. But it's important to reassure them that you'll bring them back, and you will be committed to make sure that the plans made will save them. The issue of dealing with stress issues also. You must have counselors and people who will speak to them before they leave, so that they have that mental preparation.
I'll talk more broadly in our second chapter about the situation in Somalia and where we're going, but I want to keep with your appointment and move to the next one, to when you appointed the Deputy Army Commander in 2016.
Before I became Deputy Army Commander, I came back from Somalia, and I was appointed General Officer Commanding Western Command with headquarters in Gilgil. I worked there for 1 year. Then I was appointed Deputy Army Commander, and I came to this building. I was fortunate to be appointed alongside the Army Commander then, General Kiboshi, who is now the Chief of Defense Forces. Yes. I think I say I'm fortunate because I think I had adequate mentorship, having been his deputy for 2 years, and now he's one of his commanders, commanding the service. I believe I have had the best time to command.
Speaking to you now, General, what is your vision for this?
My vision is to, at all times, have an operationally effective army. If the army is not operationally effective, then the Kenyans will not be at ease. I have a job that I must train the army, being a large force, to be able to address the issues of territorial integrity, particularly on land-based threats, which I am responsible for. From Lunga Lunga to Lukjogio, I have troops. Every morning is not the same for the army, because having troops in different tasks, those in Somalia, I have those in Boni, in Lamu County. I have those in Garissa, Wajir, and Mandera County. I have those in Marsabit County, and I have those in peacetime locations. Yeah, yeah. These are things I must think about every day. As I wake up, I must know how their night was, and as I go to bed, it must bother me to know how safe they will be until the next morning.
Yeah. General, we've spoken a lot about work. Want to, as we wind down this section, what do you do for your free time?
I like to spend some quality time with my family. There are times when you are unable to do that. Yeah. Over the Christmas holidays, we were technically meeting to share the good times of Christmas and New Year.
What does that mean, technically meeting?
Yeah, because we would have loved to go places.
You couldn't.
You cannot. Yeah. And therefore, you can either meet in a house or in a hotel, or somewhere and go back to work. If I have to do something else, when I have time, I like going to the farm. I like looking at the livestock. Not only from the point of having my cows, but I think as part of the food production, I like doing steers for the purpose of getting food production in terms of meat. Yeah. And therefore I like to visit a farm and see them from time to time. It will also help me say even things in Somalia will be okay, and they will do this also because I know there are a lot of cattle there also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you're to look back, if you're to reflect, what would you say is your greatest achievement? What are you most proud of so far?
First of all, I think the ability to go through those ranks and commanding those troops in those levels up to where I'm seated now, I think it's an achievement in its own. But I will not say I've done it because of myself. I've done it because I've been able to work with others, and it's very important. And that has helped me be able to have those under me understand me well as those above me.
All right. You're watching the KDF Leadership Series, and I'm having a wonderful opportunity talking to Lieutenant General Walter Raria Koipaton. We're taking a short break. When we come back, I want to discuss the challenges of a 21st century military and command. What does that look like? Stay tuned.